Today we are doing how to graph y equals mx plus b, which is this random equation. So, I'm sure you remember that m represents the slope of the line, and b represents the y-intercept of the line. And y-intercept is like where it intersects the y-axis, if that wasn't obvious already. And no one cares, but this is called slope-intercept form. So usually to simplify this thing, I like to divide it into two cases. One case where m is an integer, which is like a number that's not a decimal or fraction. And case 2 is when m is, a fraction. Okay, so let's just get right into an example here. So what you want to do is you start at the y-intercept first. So we have -4, so the y-intercept is at -4. And then you always just go to the right by 1. Okay, like no matter what the slope is. And like this is only for if you have an integer m, or integer slope, I should mention. And then the slope is +3, which means we're going to go up by 3. And then once we do that, we have our new point. Okay, so you only need two points in order to determine a line. So like you're basically done. Okay, so you just draw a line through here. I don't have a line tool, so I'm not going to do that, but you could keep going if you feel like. So right 1, up 3, right 1, up 3, and yeah, you can see how a line sort of forms. So let's do another example. Our y-intercept is +9, so up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and go right 1. This time our slope is -2, indicating that from here we go down by 2. And now we have our 2 points to create the line. And again, you can continue if you want, but yeah. And then another case is when you have the fractional slope. Okay, so you start the same way. You go for the y-intercept, that's -1. But this time, instead of going to the right by 1, you go to the right by the bottom number of the fraction, or the denominator, they call it, so by 3. And then from here, we go up or down, like however the numerator tells us. So the numerator here, or the top number, is +2, so we go up by 2. And so, yeah, we can continue from here and draw the line. Next example, same thing. We start at the y-intercept +7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And in this case, we have -7/3 of a slope. This sometimes confuses people since people don't know if it's on the top or the bottom. You can just assume it's on the top. It doesn't really make a difference. Which means from here, we go to the right 3. Remember, the bottom number, the denominator. And then we go down 7, since we have a -7 as the numerator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like that, we have our 2 points to make the line. And then this is the horizontal line case, where you get y equals 4, which at first glance doesn't really look like a y equals mx plus b, but it's really the same thing as this. Meaning we start at our y-intercept as usual, and we go to the right 1, and we go up 0, so it's just a horizontal line. Yeah. And, that should have erased, oops. Erase all ink. Okay, so another thing, a bonus lesson that is useful, I think, is how to tell the difference between a positive slope and a negative slope. Okay, so we'll just do what on earth is going on? Here, positive line, and then a negative line. So the way you tell is you pretend like there's a person walking to the right. Okay, it's always to the right, it's never to the left. Okay, so if the person is going uphill, that means the slope is positive. If the person is going downhill as they move to the right, the slope is negative. Okay, and this is just like a bonus thing. It's really good to know this, so you can tell whether you got your slope right or not, because like a common mistake is people accidentally do the opposite slope that they're supposed to. So yeah, hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, then that's too bad, but bye.